Hey you guys, DuelingDestined here, wishing you all a Happy New Year's. I'm here with one of my deck profiles, my own custom deck profile, my heroic heroes. Once I saw the heroics come out, I wanted to make them, and I finally did. So let me get into it. I have 3 double ants. Double ants, if you normal summon him, if you have another one in your hand or graveyard, you can special summon it. However, when you Xyz, the Xyz monster must be a warrior, so you're kind of limited. However, it's an easy Xyz. 1 extra sword. If you Xyz with this guy, the monster that you bring out has 1,000 more attack. So if you bring out Utopia, it has 35. Bring out Blade Armor Ninja, it goes out with 32. If you bring out Steel Storm Roach, it has 28. So, but only 1 because he can be a dead draw. 1 Stratos, he's your main engine for E-Heroes. 3 Neos Alias. He is a big beater and he is a light monster, which helps me fuse for stuff that I want, like the Shiny. 3 Bubble Man. Bubble Man, if he's the only card in your hand, special summon him. If he's the only card in your hand and field, you draw 2 cards. So he either helps me Xyz or draw cards when I need him. I run 3 Photon Thrasher. He helps me Xyz if I want to, or just have some kind of monster on the field. He's easy to bring out as long as you have no monsters on your field. Special summon him, and then you can Xyz and do whatever you wish. I run 2 Goblinberg. Honestly, I don't see people really use him. He's a pretty handy card. You normal summon him, you special summon a level 4 or lower. Immediate Xyz. He's more of one of those underdog cards. It's kind of hard. It's kind of sad not to see him. 1 Summoner Monk. Keep him only at 1. You discard a spell, special summon level 4. So if you want to, bring out Stratos, which you can use as effect. Or you could bring out the extra sword, Xyz for maybe Roach, and then, again, more power. I run Gores. Say that your opponent wipes out your field. That way you're not completely defenseless. I thought about using Tragodia, but I just don't have many to spare for myself, so. And 1 Morphine Jar. Just helps recycle my hand. Now to the spells. You have your Dark Hole, Staple, Heavy, Staple. You have 3 MST, just to get rid of your opponent's spell cards, or for fuel for Summoner Monk. I do not run Monster Reborn in this deck. It won't really work well because there's not many monsters you can Monster Reborn. You can't reborn the E-Hero fusion monsters, so that's kind of sad. Book of Moon, it's Book of Moon. Rhoda, almost all my monsters in my deck are warriors, so Rhoda helps. 1 E-Call helps me search for any E-Heroes. If I had more E-Heroes, I would put in 2, but 1 still works out. Now I run 3 Miracle Fusion. It's still partially an E-Hero deck, so I gotta have some kind of fusion somewhere. Use Miracle Fusion, bring out the Shiny most of the time. 1 Super Poly. This card is broken. Take my opponent's monsters and fuse with them if I wish. In exchange, I just drop a card. Yeah, like that really hurts sometimes. 1 Poly. Most people don't really run it. I choose to. It's a fun deck. That's why. And it just helps me fuse stuff when I want to from my hand. I run 2 Upstarts. I do not run Duality. I have terrible luck with Duality, and it just hurts this deck too much. And 2 One-Days, I'd rather have some kind of card that allows me to draw and play some defense, just in case if I don't have what I want, or if my opponent overwhelms me too much, or, something like that. So, yeah, it helps. It does help. Now, onto the traps. I don't run many traps. I run a Solemn to negate my opponent's stuff. I run a couple Compulses, which I do change out from time to time, with Bottomless if I need to. And Mirror Force. I don't really negate stuff. I don't really care if my opponent destroys my stuff, because I just, like with the Shiny, it goes to my graveyard, and more banished E-Heroes. Now, onto my extra deck. I run 2 Excalibur. He's the main monster of the deck. He is a huge beater. If you use the Extra Sword with it and use his effect, Excalibur goes up to 5,000 attack. So just troll over whoever I want. 1 Gandiva. If my opponent special summons level 4 or lower, he comes in she comes in handy. Whatever he or she is. But anyway, yeah, Gandiva does help out. 1 Kusanagi. Most people don't run it. I see it as a pretty good card, because once per turn, if anybody activates a trap, you negate it, destroy it, and he gains a 500 attack point boost, which helps out with double lance when I need to. 2 Utopias, again, for the double lance, or say, with Summoner Monk or something like that, if I wish. Then my fusions. 2 Shinings. I do have a third one in side deck. This dude is one of the cards I bring out the most with Miracle Fusion. He gains a boost for any banished E-heroes, and if he's sent to the grave, add up to 2 back to your hand. 1 Nova Master. It's a tech choice, a Super Poly. I finally got one though, which is pretty cool. If he destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you draw. So he comes in handy, and especially when you're going against like Evil Source or something like that. 1 Gaia. You think that you use a lot more Gaia, but you really don't. You really don't. I do side deck another one just in case, but I never use it. Great Tornado. Just a tech choice in case if I go against winds. 2 Absolute Zeros. This is another one of the cards I use the most with like Poly or Super Poly, because he destroys your opponent's monsters, which that's pretty good. And lastly, 1 Escuridao. If that's how you pronounce it, I don't really know how. But anyway, he gains 100 for every E-hero in your graveyard. So if I wanted to, fuse with Summoner Monk or Gores or something. But yeah. So anyway, I do have 14 in the extra deck. The 15th is going to be for a Steel Storm Roach when I'm able to get one. So far, not much luck. But anyway. So yeah, that is my custom Heroic Heroes. So once again, rate, comment, subscribe. We have been getting more subscribers, which is pretty cool. So eventually we're going to start doing more stuff, like openings, deck talks, and stuff like that. So yeah, once again, rate, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time.